Hi everyone, my name is Jake from Two Roaming Souls, and today I want to chat with you about SimLocal. They're a premier eSIM provider that helps us stay connected when traveling abroad. In this guide, I'll cover what an eSIM is, how to install it on your current phone, SimLocal's different plan types, and why it's our preferred method for staying connected when we're traveling. So let's jump right in. So what is an eSIM and why do you need one? eSIM stands for embedded SIM. It's basically a digital SIM card that you can install into your phone and stay connected when traveling abroad. If you remember quite a few years back now, physical SIM cards were really the only way to do this, but they were a bit annoying because you had to actually get the physical SIM card and then swap it out in your phone, have that little key thing to open it that was always a nightmare to keep track of because it's so small. And then your home cell phone plan was basically completely removed from your phone once you swapped SIMs. But with newer eSIM technology, you're able to use the phone you already have and basically add an eSIM and switch seamlessly between the two. I'll usually set it up while I'm waiting for my flight, and then right when you land and turn your phone off airplane mode, it's already ready to go. So why do you need an eSIM and not just use your current phone plan when traveling? Most phone plans are only going to cover you for your home country, which means when you're traveling abroad, you will incur data roaming charges. And for most plans, those are wildly expensive and not actually a great option, in my opinion. If you've ever gotten roaming charges, you know that they can be outrageously expensive. So that's where eSIMs come in. You can set it up to use the local cellular plans in the country you're traveling to and just basically switch off your home provider plan so you know you're not going to get any roaming charges. Okay, so how do you choose an eSIM plan? Basically, they're categorized by three main criteria. That is the location, the data amount, and the duration. So where do eSIM plans work? SimLocal offers a variety of different plans, and you can choose between a local plan, a regional plan, and a global plan. Local plans tend to be the cheapest because they focus on just a single country. So if you're visiting Germany, you could choose a eSIM plan that just covers Germany. Regional plans can cover a whole continent or a region of countries. So let's say you're visiting Germany, Spain, and France in the same trip. You could choose just a Europe regional plan, which would even have you covered if you were like traveling on trains through a few other countries between those destinations. And lastly, there's global plans, which obviously covers you globally or really everywhere that SimLocal has agreements, which is pretty much every country you might travel for. Some things that are excluded are like North Korea, Syria, and some other ones like that. Global plans tend to be the most expensive, but for a certain kind of traveler, they might be the right option. So how much data should you choose? You can get plans for 1 gigabyte up to unlimited. Depending on the trip duration and your usual data usage, you could choose the right plan for you. So if you're a lighter data user and just using your eSIM for essential travel needs, things like messaging, some voice calls, emails, looking up directions and reviews, etc., then choosing a specific gigabyte plan is probably going to be the best option and the cheapest. And you can always start small or upgrade or add more gigabytes later. They'll notify you when you're getting low, so you can still add more data while you still have internet. If you're going to be more of a medium to heavy data user, then an unlimited plan is probably a better option. Think things like extensive video calling, streaming content, or downloading or uploading large files. But remember, your eSIM is usually just for more on-the-go type data. In our travel experience, you can usually connect to Wi-Fi at hotels, restaurants, attractions, so the eSIM is really just for when you're on the go. Something to note is that SimLocal plans do have a 10 gigabyte daily cap, even for the unlimited plans. And depending on the carrier, it might be a hard cap until it resets the next day, or they might still let you use data at reduced speeds. But again, 10 gigabytes per day should be plenty for most people, but I'll share some tips at the end of the video to help you control your data usage. And lastly, there's the duration. How much time do you need this eSIM for? They're usually offered around common increments like 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, etc. So depending on the length of your trip, you can choose the right duration for you. But just remember that more duration usually means higher cost. And there are a few other details that might be important to you. Some local or regional plans offer a local phone number with talk and text, while others are simply data only. Kind of just depends on the different carriers and the deals that SimLocal has negotiated. But there are plenty of workarounds that use data instead. Things like WhatsApp, Skype, Zoom, Snapchat, or other social media apps. Plenty of ways to communicate with people these days that use data instead of a cellular plan. And when we're abroad, we usually just resort to these for communicating with family. The other thing is hotspot and tethering. And all SimLocal plans do come with tethering, so you can use your eSIM's data as a hotspot to connect to your computer or other devices. When to purchase an eSIM? Since it's really easy, there's not too much pressure to do it well ahead of time. Honestly, I usually just do it the day that I'm traveling when I know I'll still have decent internet, because you will need some form of internet to download the eSIM and install it. How to install a SimLocal eSIM. I'm going to be showing you this process on an iPhone since that's what I have, but just know on Androids there's pretty much the same functionality, but the phone menus might just look a little different. There are 3 ways you can install a SimLocal eSIM: by downloading their app, using a QR code, or using an activation code, which is like a string of characters. Personally, I find that using the app is the easiest way to install the eSIM because they basically walk you through all the steps, and that makes it super easy. So that's the process I'm going to show you today. If you're a first-time user, then sign up for an account. Or if you already have one, then just log in. Then it's time to choose the plan you want and make a purchase. Once you purchase the plan, you'll be able to download it easily right in the app. They'll ask you for the phone number you want to use, which would just be your primary phone number, and then you'll get a verification code sent to your phone. Next, click the plan details. Depending on the plan you choose, it will tell you how much data you have and for the duration you chose. So just double check those details here and make sure you chose the right plan. Click Download Plan. It'll ask you if you want to activate the new eSIM. Click Allow. It may take a minute to finish setting up, so just be patient. You can choose labels for your plan. I keep my primary home cellular plan just labeled as primary, but then I usually like to label my new eSIMs for the country or region it works for, or just something to help you remember what that eSIM is for. Because if you use eSIMs a lot, it can get a little confusing if you don't name them. Then it'll walk you through a series of questions for what line you want to use for what. This is where you'll choose your new eSIM. On iPhone, you'll see a question pop up about turning on iMessage and FaceTime, and that your provider may charge for this. The one thing about iMessage is that it can use Wi-Fi, so it is possible to still use your iMessage over Wi-Fi, and that won't trigger data to be used from your primary plan. Another question SimLocal asks is whether or not you want to use cellular data switching. I would recommend you keep this off, since the reason you bought an eSIM is probably because your home plan does not cover international data usage, so you don't want your phone to be switching back to your primary plan and use that data and get charged for roaming. Once your eSIM is installed, there's a few more settings that I like to go check on. So in iPhone, under Settings, click Cellular, scroll down to SIMs. Click your primary line and toggle data roaming off. Then go to your new line and toggle data roaming on. Then scroll down to cellular data for your new plan. Personally, we like to toggle everything off except for the essential apps we use. For example, I'll turn off any social media apps, games, etc. There are a few things to double check before traveling if you're planning on using an eSIM. First, you need to make sure your phone is compatible to work with eSIMs. And most newer phones are going to be compatible, but it's just something worth mentioning. We'll link to a list of phones that are compatible in the top right and in the description below. Secondly, you'll want to make sure that your phone is unlocked from your current provider. On iPhone, again, you can go to Settings, General, About, scroll down to the carrier lock, and then it should say No SIM Restrictions. If it does say it's locked, you can reach out to your phone provider and there's a chance they will unlock it for you. Or if the phone is financed and you pay it off, that will usually allow them to unlock it for you. And lastly, you'll want to make sure that SimLocal actually offers eSIM plans where you plan to travel. But like I mentioned, they pretty much cover every country that most people are traveling to. So why do we really like SimLocal? Here's a few features that really make them stand out. They offer a free trial for new users, so you can try them out on a one-day plan for free. SimLocal connects you to the #1 local network, so you can always count on having 4G or 5G service. Really, whatever the best local service is available, that's what you'll have access to. So you don't have to worry about having 3G or worse, because we know those are pretty unusable. They also offer a satisfaction guarantee, and they'll even refund you if you just change your mind. So no questions asked, you can get refunded if things change or you're unsatisfied. And some plans offer a local phone number and talk and text. That's pretty rare for eSIMs, but for the right kind of traveler, that might be a really valuable asset. So SimLocal is by far my preferred way of staying connected while traveling. And now that you know how to use them, it's time to get your plan and get traveling. You can use code 2ROAMING for 5% off your order, or click the link in the top right or in the description below. And as I mentioned, here's a few of my best tips for using eSIMs. The best way to save money on eSIMs is to stay on top of your cellular data usage. You can go into your phone's settings and see how much data you're using. I know that at least on iPhone, your data will reset the moment you activate your new eSIM. So you can easily track it there and see how much data you've used up. But the real key is to toggle off all the apps you don't want to use cellular data. Again, I really only know how this works on iPhone. I think a third-party app like NetGuard is needed to perform a similar function on Androids. Basically, the only things I allow to use cellular data are WhatsApp, Google Maps, email, and maybe a few other things. This is so helpful for not mindlessly opening Instagram and scrolling through a bunch of data without even thinking about it. And it prevents certain apps that might even use data in the background without you knowing. Another tip is that most phones have an option for limiting data usage. On iPhone, it's called low data mode, or data saver on some Androids. But that can also be another helpful tool to conserve data. Another tip that I kind of mentioned before is just using someone else's Wi-Fi for all your data-intensive things. So basically anything that involves video, like streaming or video calling. So again, you're just kind of using your eSIM for your on-the-go data. And lastly, one thing to know is that eSIMs are still subject to the realities of any cellular network, like reduced coverage in remote or mountainous areas, and occasional interruptions. But that's just the reality of all cell networks. Alright, I think that about wraps it up. I hope you found this video helpful and can now enjoy how easy it is using eSIMs with SimLocal. And their FAQ and customer service are super helpful if you have any other questions. Don't forget to use our code 2roaming for 5% off your order, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.